Under the Helmet with your Okanagan Sun.
Max Caron joins us under the helmet. Max, what have you been doing this off-season?
Mostly just working, training hard, getting ready for the season. I'm really anxious to get out on the field and get on some grass as opposed to the weight rooms. But yeah, just working hard and preparing for this season.
Do you enjoy the off-season, or is it really like the last game ends, let's just start a new season right away?
You know what? It's a little bit of both, really. I'd say, you want to be out on the field, and you train hard and you practice for those days that you actually get to play in games. But at the same time, the off season's great because it gives you a chance to build as a player and to really improve. So, when those game days come, you can actually you can go out and make an impact.
We're speaking to Max Caron, and you're actually from Kingston, Ontario. You're a long way from home playing football.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, why are you playing in Kelowna?
Actually, it's an interesting thing. My parents have family and relatives here, and they wanted to move out here and retire here. Mm-hmm. And I had an opportunity to go back because in Ontario you have a fifth year of high school.
Yes.
As an option, and I could have gone back in the fifth year of high school, or I could have moved on and gone to university, or I could have come out here to venture on and take a year off before I went to school. And I came out here because I heard of the Okanagan Sun football team, and I'd heard about their championship pedigree, and that was definitely something that I wanted to be a part of. So when I came out here, I think it was right 3 days into main camp, I ended up blowing out my knee, and I spent the whole year rehabbing it and going through surgery and going through the process. So the last year was really just my first year back on the field, and the following years have been really just a treat to go out and play with the guys that I get to play with on the Sun.
Now let's go back even further. When you were a kid, how did you get into playing football?
I got into football. My brother, who's 2 years old, he's trying out for the team this year. Mm-hmm. He got into football first, and I was playing a bunch of sports. I think my first love was probably hockey. But I played every sport possible that my dad could have put me into, and just so happened to end up playing football. I think I played about 4 years of minor football, and then that kind of led into high school, and eventually I began to like football more so than hockey, and kind of started to focus towards more of that. Talk
about your high school career. I mean, were you a standout in high school? Were you kind of a role player?
Well, I mean, that's the thing. You want to be humble, obviously. I'd say I was probably one of the key players on our high school team, but I'd say most of the guys on the Sun team, in some way or another, were going to be key players on their high school teams. I had a really good high school career. I played linebacker my whole high school career, so naturally coming out here, I figured linebacker was going to be the fit for me, and ended up bumping out to DB. So interestingly enough, it's weird how you have this idea going into high school of where you're going to play, and then, obviously that idea is changed, and you learn to develop and improve as a player.
Where do you want football to take you?
You know what, as far as possible. I mean, the way I look at football is I love football, and anywhere that I could go with that would really be a blessing. Not only just playing football, but also just being involved in the sport. I mean, the one thing that I've learned from it in terms of, building character, really, and building that work ethic that you have, that's something that I'd say football's really done for me. And, any part that I can play in terms of helping, other kids and kids that will be into playing football and learning that character and learning that work ethic, then that's definitely a part I'd like to play.
Now, I want to take you back to October. I know the feelings aren't very good in that month last year. At the end of last year, you watched the Raiders kind of hoist the BCFC championship. How did that make you feel? Did that make you want to work harder going into this season?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that was, I would say last year, we matched up fairly well against most of the teams in this league, and Raiders were really our test, and they've done very well over the last few years. And my first season, I didn't get a chance to play them, so last year was my first taste of playing them, and they're a very good team. You look at the way that they approach the game. They play as a team. They don't play as individuals. And coming into this off season, I didn't really want to waste a second. I wanted to make sure that not only was I doing everything that I could do to improve as a player, but I wanted to make sure that, my teammates were working hard so we could set that as our goal and set playing Vancouver Island as our goal. And it leaves a foul taste in your mouth going through that experience, but you really grow from losses. You never really grow as much from wins as you do losses. And that is an experience that we can look at as a bitter one, or we can look at as one that we can build upon. And if we take the right approach to it and the right approach to this season, then hopefully we can make sure that we have a different result.
Under the Helmet with your Okanagan Sun.